So this is by far the worst September I have ever seen in my career. 18 years I've been doing this and I've never seen numbers so bad. So I'll just reverse a little bit to the first week of September 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, after the long weekend. Things seem to be doing just fine. And I always get excited after the last few days of the month and the first few days of the month because I see a huge uptick in freight. And then reality sinks in. So then, the first week passes by, the first 4 days I would say were really, really good. And then the second week in September hit, and my God, was it brutal. So the week of September 3rd, 4th, we all know that there was a long weekend there. 5th and 6th were pretty good. And then the week 9 to the 13th was probably the worst week I've ever seen. Literally, dollar a mile going everywhere. It's not surprising that there are, a couple of companies that went under just that 1 week, because at some point you have to call it quits. And I'm seeing it more and more in my consultations. I'm seeing it more and more with the companies that, that I talk to, that I'm in touch with. It's like, my God, is this ever going to end? I mean, it's been about 18 months of nonstop closures, nonstop companies running at a loss. The cash flows are getting stranded. Here we have, an Illinois trucking company with 480 drivers abruptly ceases operations. I mean, these are not small companies. An Illinois-based trucking company and logistics company, which contracted with the U.S. Postal Service to haul mail, has notified over 650 employees, including more than 480 drivers, that the carrier is ceasing operations, according to sources. Midwest Transport Inc., headquarters in Robinson, Illinois, said that they received telephone calls from the regional managers late Thursday, notifying them that the company is winding down their operations. The company stated that postal operations complete all trips through the trips and begin on Sunday, September 8th. For me, September 8th was a great day because that's my birthday. But unfortunately for this trucking company, that day was not a great day. But anyways, they were founded in 1980. You have to understand the backbone of this operation. 1980. That's 44 years old. Operated key terminals in Greenup, Illinois, Harmony, Pennsylvania, Memphis, Tennessee, and 2 terminals in Tampa and Jackson, Florida. I mean, this is not a small company with a small operation. 428 power units, according to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. I mean, nobody has given comments yet on why the closure, but I mean, why else would the closure be? Freight rates are low, interest rates are high, the fuel is only starting to come down now, manufacturing is low, the cost of equipment is through the roof, nobody can afford anything, and I would say competition has really increased in the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, the competition is through the roof. Every single corner, if you have a customer, somebody's trying to knock on their door, somebody's trying to outbid your competitive rates, and non-stop this is happening for the last couple of years. So that's article number 1. And now of recently, on Monday, September 16th, Shuttered, California-based trucking company that once pulled intermodal containers out of the port of Oakland has filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy liquidation. 25 power units and 30 drivers were affected by this closure. So this is not new. I mean, we've seen closures in California nonstop just because of how hard it is, and the market there is extremely tough in California. I would say probably the hardest state to work out of is California, but I would say even harder than that would probably be Florida. So it's not a surprise to me. I really don't think that this is where it's going to end. I feel like in the month of October, there's going to be a lot more. So the end of September and October, there's going to be a lot more closures just because people's cash flows are getting stranded and everybody's waiting for a better tomorrow and a better tomorrow. The problem is that better tomorrow is not coming around, and it's really taking a lot of people out of the market. Not only is it taking, smaller companies, but as you can see here, it's taking down larger companies also. Hopefully I'll have a lot better news to report to you. If you are looking to switch your career from trucking to dispatching, feel free to take my dispatch course. I'm Ronen, and I'll catch you in my next video.